We're at the Broadband Forum, and on Monday it opened up with a very thought-provoking town hall, and one of the comments was about insurance and about trust and about security and of course about broadband. And one of the comments was you would not sell a car if you're a car manufacturer without locks. And maybe you can kind of build upon that. Your colleague Dmitri, I think, had that line, but you've had a lot of experience in that area.
Yeah, actually it's true because one of the things that we've actually noticed is imagine you have a car and if you don't wear your seatbelts, obviously you are the safety is actually compromised. So in similar fashion, security is an afterthought. So we shouldn't actually take security so lightly. One is, of course, protection, and then having insurance actually adds that extra layer of protection as well. So in that sense, when customers actually look at services which actually offer insurance, it actually definitely makes the service much more worthwhile. Because now that they know, in case, it's not that you are trying to cause a mess up, but there are times when incidents do happen from third parties or others that it's beyond your control and there's some layer of protection. So in APAC, we are actually seeing a lot more insurance related activities. We're actually merging our apps within security related activities as well. Telcos as a company or CSPs are actually looking at security with insurance as a package as well. So it's becoming more and more common. Insurance, fintech, all of these players are actually making a big push in the insurance sector.
And that's an interesting, how are you seeing these partnerships develop between the CSPs, the telcos, and maybe the insurance providers?
Yeah, I think insurance was always there. I think if you think about extended warranty programs, there's a layer of protection for your expensive devices. But what they've also seen now is the cyber threats are much more faster, right? And I think it's, I call that the cyber or the bad actors never sleep. So in that sense, I think having insurance adds that extra layer of protection. So what telcos are doing is talking to the underwriters. It took a while. We actually have a partnership alliance globally. It took a few years of discussions with their underwriters to ensure that we're actually providing the right kind of cyber insurance to their customers.
And I would imagine this is going to cover the types of things where, maybe they lose their money in their bank accounts, or it's pretty serious stuff, right?
Yes. Again, if, say for example, somebody had to come to your house to rob you, right? They physically had to be there. But now hackers are global. They don't sleep. You may sleep, but the hackers don't sleep, right? So in that sense, having insurance as as one of the protection layers actually adds value. So even the insurance companies are now saying, yes, telcos are seriously looking at this as an addition. We can actually provide that layer of protection to the telcos, and that's how this is actually picked up. Now the conversations on insurtech, fintech, cyber insurance, cyber tech, all of this in the insurance sector has actually gained a lot more momentum in the APAC region.
From a trust perspective, it seems like trust and insurance kind of go hand in hand in the sense that you really need to have that trusted relationship. Are you with the consumer has to trust the provider. Are you seeing that by pairing up with an insurance provider that might help the CSP gain the trust?
Yeah, so F-Secure is a 35-year-old company. When they actually talk to insurance companies, do talk to us, they sort of take into account this is a trusted solution provider for this thing. And then end customers actually look at CSPs as their base of every connection, right? So the connectivity comes from them. Maybe a percentage of the population are tech savvy, they can actually go and change how they want to or buy as many softwares to manage their household. But about majority of the population don't know what to do with it. They don't know that they have to renew every year. They don't know that they have to get the new packages. They don't have to get the new things or the new updates on cyber. What the CSP does is they are actually talking to vendors like us or to security companies like us, and that protection is always updated. So when a customer who is actually subscribing to a service gets it by default, it's much more easy, right? I think you're just like your broadband connection, it is ubiquitous now. So the same thing is here. So as an example of the protection that we provide with CSPs, telcos, insurance companies, fintech, and super apps, here's an example of a product that we've actually embedded within a super app. This is called Touch and Go. This is part of the Alipay network. And as you can see, there's a section here called Go Protect. where all of the insurance-related proposals are here, like car insurance, motor, personal insurance, wallet, travel insurance, home, and a whole bunch of things. And at the end, you can also see what is called the My Cyber Shield, which is basically identity monitoring and cyber help related solutions as well. What we've actually done with Touch and Go is we've embedded within this app itself. Now, why I'm actually showcasing this to you here is because the same thing can also be done within a CSP app. Like telcos are now trying to move a lot of the security services to their apps. So in that sense, we're actually moving embedded security and personal security also within the super apps like this case.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate your insight.
Thank you, Ken.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you. And if you guys are here in Malaysia, Hong Kong, or any of the regions, do reach out to us. And F-Secure is a Finnish company, pretty well known globally as well. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.